a father, not any type of entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur.
All right.
And he's a speaker. So let's give it up for Bennett.
Do I have to hold this? Let me see. Can I sit this down? Can you guys hear me? Is it still loud enough if I just sit it down right here? Can everyone hear me? Yeah? All right. Greetings, everyone. You guys can hear me, right? Ooh. Greetings, everyone. All right. I am Bennett Reid Jr., or better known as Bianca's husband. Yes, I am a serial entrepreneur, and that is serial with an S, not a C. I am the father of 3 girls, a 13-year-old, 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and I also have a 16-year-old bonus son.
All right.
Now, in that title of serial entrepreneur, I am a doula. That's the only position that I have that I actually work underneath someone, but that someone is my wife, and I am happy to work underneath her, right? Like, getting overtime and everything, right? But you guys, for real, before I am a doula, I'm a speaker. Before I'm a speaker, before I am an entrepreneur, I'm a husband. I'm a father, and when we talk about breastfeeding support, I think that sometimes fathers can feel like, well, this isn't really my part, right? But the truth is, even though we're not the ones who are physically breastfeeding, we absolutely have a role in that, right? And you guys, here's my slides right here. They gave me 7 questions, and I think these questions really tell the whole story of what support can look like from a father's perspective, right? So I'm just gonna walk through them and give you guys my personal perspective, not only as a doula, but as a father, right? So question number 1, you guys, is what does supporting breastfeeding look like from a father's perspective, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in basketball terms, right? 2 players go up for a rebound. Somebody hits the floor. There's sweat on the court. Does the game just keep on going? Nah, no. Right? Somebody comes and they wipe up the floor, okay? The ball goes out of bounds. They check the ball back in, right? The referee makes sure that everything is all right, and then the game continues. So that's how I look at support, you guys. Like, and I'm not even gonna say men, because you don't have to be a man to be in a supportive role, right? Supports are the people that are around the athlete. And in this, the mother is the athlete, right? She's the one that's doing the work. So support is everything that's happening around her, right? Everything that allows her to keep doing the work. And I think sometimes people look at support like it's some major big one thing. But I kind of see support as a series of small things, right? Like she's nursing and realizes that her phone charger is across the room. Now that sounds small, right? But the baby's latched, right? And she's finally comfortable. So you guys, getting up, that's a whole production, right? Like she's pumping on one side and the baby's on the other side, right? Now the tank is full, right? The milk, it needs to be poured into a bag. It needs to be dated, frozen, right? And all the equipment needs to be cleaned and ready for the next session, right? Those are physical parts of support, right? It's seeing the little things that need to happen around her and taking care of them so she doesn't have to, right? So it looks like for question number 2 is how can fathers support moms emotionally, right? So you guys, when we talk about supporting moms emotionally, I think the biggest thing is being present physically and mentally, right? Guys, and supporters as much as you can. That means sometimes the things that are normally things that you do, they may have to move down the list for a little while, right? Like if you were picking up overtime just for some extra money, that might not be the time for that, right? Let's say you normally go to your buddy's house for fantasy football games, or that happens at your house. Well, this might not be the time for that, right? Let's say it's a Fortnite championship, and you've won money before, you guys, because that's the thing. Well, this might not be the time for that either, right? You guys, even something healthy, like going to the gym, that may need to be adjusted too if that's usually happening during shared family time, right? Like me, I work out. I hope it's obvious, right? But you guys, hey, I get up for that at 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning, right? Because that's not shared time. Nobody's looking for Bennett to show up at that time, right? That's my time. So you guys, my point is emotional support means your partner can feel that she is a priority, right? Like she shouldn't feel like she has to compete with work, hobbies, friends, or gaming, right? Routines while she's going through something that can be physically and emotionally demanding, right? Emotional support is simply being there and making sure she actually knows that you're there. Right? So if we go on to 3, you guys, what are some practical ways fathers can help day to day? All right? When we talk about practical ways that fathers can help day to day, gosh, you guys, I want to start with something I think we often overlook. If your job offers parental leave, use it, right? You guys, I don't care if it's 5 days, I don't care if it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks, right? Whatever you have available, use it. And don't just think about when it's gonna be the most convenient for you, right? Think about when it's gonna be the most helpful for her. For some families, that might be right after you guys take the baby home, day 1, all right? Immediately when the baby comes home. For some other mothers, she may want you to save your time, you know, for when she goes back to work. Maybe she's not ready for the baby to go straight from her to a babysitter, right? Or even a daycare, or even a family member. Maybe having the baby home with you will help in the first couple of weeks, right? And make that transition easier for her physically and emotionally. So to me, one of the most practical forms of support is using the time and resources that are available for you intentionally, right? And as far as day-to-day things, you guys have already heard some of the things in my first 2 questions, and you guys are definitely gonna hear some more, but if I have to leave you all with one practical thing here, it's if you have the leave, take the leave and use it when your family needs you the most, right? No standing ovation on that? Okay. That's coming for you guys, all right? And then you have number 4, how does a father's support impact the mother's breastfeeding experience? And guys, or guy, you guys, a father's support or lack of support, it can honestly be the difference between a family being able to continue breastfeeding and a family feeling like they can't, right? Because when a mother is stressed, overwhelmed, uncomfortable, exhausted, you guys, or feeling unsupported, all that can affect the breastfeeding experience. Stress can make it hard for her body to relax, right? And for the milk to let down, and it can make something that's already demanding feel even harder. And guys, we don't want to be a part of that, right? But when she feels supported, when she feels safe, when she knows someone is paying attention to what she needs, that can take some of that pressure off. So fathers and supporters have to understand that your presence isn't just emotional, it can actually affect the environment around breastfeeding. You can either help create an environment where she feels calm, supported, and able to continue, or you can unintentionally make the experience harder. And I don't know why we want to do that. That's why support matters so much. And you guys, if we move on to 5, it's what challenges or pressures do fathers face when showing up in this role? Man, Black infant health. I have to be careful with this question, right? Because I almost feel like this can become a loaded question. Okay, yes, fathers face challenges and pressures. You may be a brand new father, all right? You may be a young father, like myself. You may be an older first-time father. You may be dealing with work, finances, fear, uncertainty, or just trying to figure out like where you fit in this role, like where you're supposed to be. All of that is real, guys, or guy. That's real. But I'm also gonna say this, none of that erases or outweighs what the mother has just gone through. And I'm not just talking about birth itself, right? I'm talking about everything she went through, physically and mentally before the birth, right? Everything she experienced during the birth, everything she may continue to go through physically and emotionally afterwards. So yes, we can talk about the pressures that fathers face, and those pressures deserve to be acknowledged. But I also want to take part of being a supportive partner. Part of that, you guys, is it's understanding perspective, right? Sometimes this isn't the moment to make our pressure the center of the story, right? I think you all get my point on that, right? I can move on. So you guys, let's go on to 6, and that's how can fathers advocate for their partners in medical or family settings? Whew. Okay, you guys, so the first thing I would say is this. Fathers can only advocate in medical and family settings if we're actually aware of what our families need. And that starts with being involved, right? I can count, you guys, on one hand how many doula visits my wife has had with expecting families where both partners were present. A lot of the time, you guys, the father is home. He's just unaware that what's being discussed in that visit actually applies to him too. Like, if you don't know what your partner wants, what she's concerned about, what her birth preferences are, what she's experiencing physically or emotionally, then when it's time to speak up, what exactly are you advocating for? I'll wait. So advocacy starts, you guys, way before you ever even get into the hospital room. Thank you, right? You guys, it starts with being part of the conversation, understanding the plan, asking questions, listening, to know what she wants, and to knowing when she needs you to step in and use your voice. Because in a medical setting or even around family, sometimes your role is to simply reinforce what she's already said. You guys, not to speak over her, right? Not to make decisions for her, right? But to make sure she's being heard. And wow, you guys, are we already at 7? You guys, so it's what advice would I give new or expecting fathers? The biggest advice that I would give to a new or expecting father, you guys, is to remember this. Both of you are having a baby. Right? This isn't just her. Anytime she has an appointment that has to do with the baby or her, that's not just her appointment. That's a family appointment. You got family time at your job? That's when you use that and you take it off. You take off that appointment like that's your appointment, right? Go with her whenever you can. See what those appointments actually look like. Understand what she's experiencing. And I think that when you really see what a woman goes through, it gives you a whole different level of respect for what women go through during pregnancy. Men, thank you. Men, there really isn't a period in our lives where for months at a time, almost every doctor's visit involves somebody examining our body in a very personal way. Right? We had one. We were all dreading, I know myself, when I turned 40, the big plunge, right? When they gotta go up and look around. But you guys, they've eliminated that. It's simply a stool test that we take now at home and send in, right? So guys, we really have no comparison. And I say that jokingly, but the point is serious. Be involved, be present, learn what's going on, learn what she's going through, understand what she needs, and don't wait until the baby gets here to figure out what your role is, right? Supporting breastfeeding starts long before the first feeding. I hope something I shared today has been helpful to you. Thank you all for your time, and thank you again to Now, if any of you guys know what that was pertaining to, then you're my people, right? But I really want to thank you guys to Black Infant Health and the Perinatal Equity Initiative for having me and for taking the time to just recognize the importance of fathers and support in this conversation. And I truly appreciate you all. Thank you.